And we're back! Another episode of Spelunky, once again trying to get as far as possible in the game. We had one hell of a run last time, and unfortunately I don't want to make a funny joke about hell and one hell of a run and blah, we got to hell. No, I hope that was understandable. I didn't even understand myself for a second there, but we didn't get to go to hell. That's what I was kind of trying to get at. I don't know if that worked out too well. But we didn't get to go to hell. Unfortunately, only got to Olmec and did not even beat him. Very much unlike episode 29. This time around, we died to him, or much rather to the lava pit below him. Because we were fucking around a little bit, trying out a new strategy that was recommended to me. And unfortunately, as luck would have it, I of course misunderstood. But maybe not necessarily misunderstood, but missed out on the most essential part of that strategy, the final push, if you will, because yeah, you actually then have to lure Olmec a little bit more than I did if you want to get him down into that pit, and I will go into a little bit more detail once we are proud owner of the crate up here. I guess it wasn't the best rope, but it will work out, luckily. So yeah, I don't know. If you've watched that last episode, and also if you haven't, by all means go back and watch that. That's gonna make the next few minutes much easier for you. But basically, if you watched that last episode, the way we fucked that whole situation up was that, of course, we did create the gap and also created it the way you're supposed to, but then of course you have the two extra little blocks at the bottom of it, and those you absolutely want to take care of, and the way that you do that is basically by standing at the edge like this, and then as soon as Olmec starts his attack, you then of course retreat. He's gonna perfectly fit down that 4-block wide gap, and you're just gonna have a much better time than I had last time. So if we now get to Olmec this time around, which of course would be fantastic, we're probably gonna then be able to do it this time around. So the damsel, while being relatively close, I'm not gonna get, just because that would require 2 bombs, and 2 bombs I'm just not necessarily willing to give up. So instead we're just gonna move on with $15,600, which is very, very nice. For the first floor. That's a good pickup, and let's just kill the skeleton real quick, and then of course also check out the left side of this. I might even want to bring the skull with me. But yeah, 18,000 is what we already have here, and that's really, really amazing. I very much am a big fan of getting money early on, and this is basically exactly that, so I can only be happy about this right now. Other than that, I guess with the consumables, it's not going too well as of right now. Unfortunately not, no. Just because, I mean, we've less than what we started with, so that's not necessarily the best thing to have happened. But we picked up the glasses, which are also not necessarily the best, so basically, there's still a lot that we would like to work on. And then, of course, we want to get the sticky white stuff. We kind of have to get the sticky white stuff, you could almost say. And then in addition to that, Ujed Eye is still very much a priority. Is that spot? Yes, it is, and I didn't even expect it to come down like that either, so that was rather terrible. And I know it's risky. I know you're now thinking, well, is he going to be able to get the Ankh? I don't know. I hopefully will be, but I don't really give a crap right now because I have a jetpack. Just gonna whip that thing, whip this. Yes, it actually worked out the first time around. But yeah, basically the thing or the thought that you should have running through your head right now, in case you're doubting my decision when it comes to the jetpack, which hopefully you aren't. But if so, I'm probably going to be able to get a lot more gold just because I do have the jetpack. Because usually this allows you to reach places much more easily, and that then makes you able to get more stuff. basically like that crate over there. How are we going to be able to get that? I haven't quite decided yet. We'll have to see, because there's no way to enter that very easily. So it's probably not going to be this approach. Much rather, I'm probably gonna... just gonna blow it up right here, actually. This is gonna be the easiest way in. And the reason why I'm doing this is because usually crates do pay for themselves. So, yeah, we got some bombs out of that, only spent one bomb trying to get it. So that was rather good. Now, of course, we will have to really focus on, well, first of all, dodging that ghost, but then focus on getting a lot of money. Like, really trying to pick up everything that we can pick up. That's definitely gonna help. I very much appreciate the fact that we did get the damsel on this floor too, so we're gonna be back up at 4 health. And things are looking much better now. I mean, you might have noticed at first I was not necessarily too comfortable with the run, but now having picked up the jetpack, spike shoes, more bombs, and also being back down to 3 health apparently, and not the 4 health that I was actually about to now name as a positive. Yeah, things are still looking much better than they were just a few minutes ago, or seconds. I don't even know apparently, and also I'm apparently very bad at just focusing right now, which is terrible. I should most certainly pay more attention to everything right now, because we don't want to lose this. This is really good what we're having right now here. So don't lose it. Stay calm, Nick. You can absolutely do it. You've done it before. Why fuck up now that you're halfway there, essentially? Well, not halfway. You're like 1/4 there. So we're gonna have to really come up with a cool strategy here, because I don't necessarily like where that spider is at, and I fucked that up, as you might have been able to tell just now. But at least we can now very much get this emerald right here, and of course the spider over there is going to be a big pain in the dick. As long as he... Oh, maybe we can actually jump on him, and yeah, that worked out perfectly. Didn't even lose any health there, because of course one hit from that guy would have killed us. So very happy about that outcome. But alright, we have the key. Now we only need the chest to go along with that, so that we then get the Ujed Eye and can leave. Actually, now after doing some significant thinking, like really hard thinking, I would now probably say that this... Jesus, how did I forget about that? That's terrible. That's actually really terrible. But I would probably also say that the sticky white stuff is maybe more important than the Ujed Eye, because if you think about it, you can very much get to the black market without the Ujed Eye, but you cannot. You just can't stick bombs to enemies without the sticky white stuff. So yeah, there's something to be said about that. Absolutely. So, alright, now with this out of the way, I mean, it would be amazing. It would absolutely be amazing to get the damsel, to get the Matic. But before we do that, we absolutely want to drop off the damsel. That's like the most important thing right now, just because we're this low in health. Dodging the ghost should be very much possible, though. The only thing, of course, we need to worry about, I guess, a little bit is going to be those spiders that we very nicely dodged, though. So we're now leaving. We're gonna have 2 health at the end of this floor, or much rather the start of the next floor, and everything other than health is looking really good. I mean, we have a jetpack. We now have a Matic on top of that jetpack, so getting gold, getting all those gems on the floors should be relatively easy. I guess the spawn that we just now got with this dark floor is really gonna suck a great deal. There's no question about it, unfortunately. But if we make this work, if we survive what is probably a very dangerous territory, we should have really good things ahead of us. So We'll just see. That's a spider. That's something to be incredibly careful about. So let's just drop on top of him and take care of him that way. I don't know if there's any point in going over there. I guess with the jetpack, there's certainly less to worry about on one of these floors. It doesn't take away from the fact that it's really fucking dangerous, though. Right. Just want to pay attention, really, to incoming bats and also very much spiders that could always be above us. Also, always want to jump on the skulls, never next to them. But yeah, man, in terms of money, it's looking real good. I'm probably going to go through this way, just because then I can also put my Matic to use and really just keep that very, very close. So why don't we just mine right here for a little bit. I should be able to destroy that block that I'm maybe not anymore. And I'm not necessarily too focused on that just yet. Right, so we also found the damsel. That's of course really, really beneficial, or at least it could be with the little health that we have. We just gotta find a way out of this town, and of course TNT is not gonna be an option. Instead, we're just gonna hope that she's not gonna fall down onto any spikes, because that would not be the best. Instead, we want everything to be rather safe. Please don't kill the scarab, you son of a bitch. That was unfortunate, because he really would have given us a lot of health. Just kill that thing, go over here, and then obtain this scarab at the very least. I would like to whip that bat. I don't know how possible that's going to be. It worked out. Luckily, the TNT didn't blow up there. But now, of course, we really got ourselves stuck in a convoluted situation here. I mean, it's not very cool that... Oh yeah, and I just killed her too. It's not very cool that we still haven't found the exit and are just in a... or at least what appears to be a giant maze of like tiny little structures, but the exit should be rather close. It has to be over here. And I would now very much like to leave. Of course, we missed out on the damsel just by being stupid. Me very much being very stupid with the use of a Matic. But it doesn't really matter too much because, yeah, as I was saying earlier, everything is still looking very, very fine. We could super easily die, and that's a big flaw. It absolutely is. And also the dark floor prevented us from mining a lot, unfortunately. It as long as we now focus and don't make any stupid rash mistakes, it should still be a very cool run and potentially an outstanding run even. So don't fall into any piranha thingies. Try to avoid crazy monkey people. They're not too much people, I guess. Maybe even. Depends on your point of view. Would you? Yes. Very German pronunciation there. I hate him. We're just gonna leave. He's gonna make us a very, very poor person if I don't pay attention. But alright. Very much alright. Just gonna mine my way through like this. Might seem like a waste. It probably is, but I'd rather make things easy for myself with this little health. So this should be okay. I absolutely love having the jetpack, because then you can just... You don't have to worry about dropping anything down, because you can always go back. And this is very easy gonna be... Am I Yoda now? Am I Yoda? But it's gonna be very easy for us, because now the exit is gonna be right here. There's still gonna be monkeys around. And no, I don't appreciate those. But it should be relatively easy for us to get this idol to the exit. Just gotta pay attention to that tiki trap. Of course, potentially dangerous, but not necessarily. And then of course we also wanna try to get some more money and not take any damage, any additional damage at least. You've already taken enough. Please don't be a bomb. Please don't... Yeah, awesome. Right. Because I'm very, 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 very afraid of just having a trapped chest close to a shop. That never really works out for the better, or does it? Alright, just gonna get this additional ruby. I know that I never really checked... Oh god. Never really checked out the... Oh my god, better be quick about this. Never really checked out the bottom right of this map, so let's have our fingers crossed that the black market was not there. Then again, it doesn't have to be, so it could very easily still be on the next 2 floors. And if so, I'm gonna be happy. If we now missed out on it, that of course is once again gonna prevent us from going to hell. And that would suck, especially with the 72,000 that I currently have. Because of course, that is gonna result in a lot of items, potentially. And there's a damsel down there. We absolutely want to get her. I guess we didn't even see a damsel on that last floor, which kind of sucks. Yeah, absolutely want to go down here, I'd say. Absolutely do. Free her. See what's inside that... Oh my god. Inside that crate. Additional bombs is always nice. We don't necessarily need them right now, just because we have that Matic. But I'd rather have him, you know? I really just would destroy that. That's gonna make things easier for us. And wow, I didn't even realize that this was gonna be a rushing water level. So we want to be careful about that, because damsels like to kill themselves on here. Very much like that guy. Just less quick. Alright, just bring her to the exit. That's gonna be really good. Haven't sacrificed anything yet, which I guess kind of sucks, to some extent at least. But these really should add to our whole money situation. And that's something I very much appreciate. Now, of course, before we leave, which I almost just did, we absolutely want to check whether the black market is on here or not. I don't think I've ever seen a black market in one of these rushing water levels. I don't think so, but I don't want to now just assume that that's never a thing and leave, but it absolutely does not seem like that's going to be the case. So much rather we're now just going to maybe get this ruby. Of course, why not? That's 2,000. That's a lot of money. Oh, and the Matic broke even, which kind of sucks. I really would have liked to get the black market using that Matic. Now we're going to have to resort to bombs, but since we have 8 of them, very much still possible. Back up to 3 health now. That's particularly amazing. Really going to help us out. And then, of course, the bat I hate. That was a really bad angle for it to approach me in. But it was... You were... Can we see? I don't know if I can see it. I don't know. I just know that I hate the situation because that guy is going to be a big pain in the ass. That boomerang looking person. Oh, it's actually going to be right here. So we might not even have to worry about him whatsoever. Instead, yeah, that's going to happen. I guess we should still be very careful about him, because if we jump too high, he's still going to hit us with that boomerang, and we absolutely don't want that to happen. So before we leave, though, let's maybe make sure that there's no altar on here, because an altar would be fantastic right now. It absolutely would. Getting some favor with Kali so we can then get the Kapala rather soon would very, very much be beneficial. But I hate almost everything about this, and that makes me really upset because I'd like to spend more time here, but I don't feel like spending more time here, you know? I really just don't. We might be able to hit that guy using his friend's dead body. And maybe even now... weren't able to pick him up, but at least we're now going to be able to jump on top of him. Gotta be wary of that frog. Oh my god, I still fucked that up. I can't believe that actually now happened. That's really what I hate when you have to drop down on these guys. He's dead, but still, I mean, now we're down to 2 health again, and that's really terrible. Yeah, just not a good job when it comes to maintaining that health this time around. And that is potentially just game ending right there. Oh, there's a crate there too. I mean, I would like to get so many things right now. It's just that it's rather dangerous to get him. It really just is. I'm gonna leave. I don't appreciate those boomerang guys. They could kill me with 1 shot and that would end what is already a very promising run. I really just have to learn to be more careful. I mean, usually, or at least in the past few runs, it wasn't this bad, but right now it's apparently really bad. Not really doing the best job with the health. And that's a boomerang wasted, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just not really too familiar with those things just yet, unfortunately. It's just that I don't know how they're gonna fly, and then I usually fuck things up very much like that. We're gonna have to get to... Yeah, that is stupid. That is really just stupid right there. Because he's not turning around. He is not turning around. He's very determined right now. And I don't know what just caused him to... Oh, he turned around now. So he's basically doing exactly what I didn't expect him to do. And that is awesome. Now, wait for the frog. Don't underestimate the frog, the power of the frog. Kill that guy rather quickly. And then, of course, this guy too, by falling right on top of him and not next to him. Picking up the Ankh, and now we, of course, want to start buying a lot of stuff. So climbing gloves is a relatively safe pickup. I'm also going to get this. I'm also going to get this. Anything else that I want to get? I mean, I have the spike shoes already. The glasses I'm not interested in. And also, as I just realized again, I do have them already. So I guess the Matic would also be a good pickup, but we might also just hold on to our things. Shotgun is too expensive. There wasn't anything down here, was there? No, just the cape, and that is something we can't get now that we have the jetpack already. Helping hand is worthless. We're gonna see how much the Matic is. I don't know how much it is, but it might be a little bit too much. Yeah, it is absolutely gonna be a little bit too much. So we're just gonna leave right about now with the 8,000 left. Roughly 9,000 left, I guess. But other than health, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but other than health, it's looking pretty damn fine. Just want to be really careful with this downstairs area now. Of course, the skeleton is going to spawn. I would like to blow this up. At the same time, I'm just going to blow this up. Alright, and that of course is a fucked up situation too. But we should be able to do it. Just hit that guy. Just jump on that guy. Maybe even get his money. Or some of his money. Kill that guy. Should be able to traverse... Oh god. Just make it easy. Just make it easy for yourself. Alright, gonna leave the black market with the Ankh. 10,000, a lot of items. Entering the ice caves already. And a few minor things. Well, I guess some of them aren't that minor, but a few things about this run that still make me worry. Of course, the health is way up there, and that's also one of the things that aren't really minor at all. But other relatively minor things, depending, I guess, on how you value them. But okay, that's actually what I was going to talk about. The altar in our favor with Kali. So now if we can get the damsel, and there she is. Apparently now stuff just shows up when I start talking about them. We're now going to sacrifice. That's a no-brainer. We're going to get the pitcher's mitt. That's an item I didn't have before, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, if we now also get the Kapala, you guys, if we now also get the Kapala, That is gonna be ridiculous. It actually is probably very much gonna be ridiculous if I get it, because then our... Fuck, okay, that almost ended my run. Then very much our health issue is gonna... yeah, be taken care of for the most part. I mean, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna get a lot of health and survive very long. But look at that top left corner. Just look at it. Take a picture of it if you want to. I won't put any like copyright strikes on you guys. It's just there for your enjoyment. Could kill this guy. Don't necessarily need to. No. Instead, we're just gonna move on. I mean, it would have been, I guess, at least a valid thought to have to take the damsel to the exit and then get the health that way. But really, right now, being this close to the temple, I'd rather risk it to some extent and invest into the Kapala, because that, of course, is going to give us health more reliably. Now, we're looking for the statue on one of these floors, and I guess that's also then, yeah, that's totally going to be very awesome for our health, because that means we're going to get up to 4 health, yeah, regardless. So that's basically us gaining 2 hearts, or if we now also take damage before we die, 3 hearts. So that's really cool. That is actually very, very nice. Now, it sucks that the damsel is in one of these kissing booths. Absolutely does. I could buy her, maybe. I could, but I'd rather than just keep the money and maybe run into some kind of shop later on and be able to... Alright, I need to be less careful about this because I have got the climbing gloves and the jetpack, so probably not gonna die falling down. But yeah, I'd rather just have the money for that than now get her and guarantee 5 health, which of course would be nice to have as soon as we enter that next floor. But it's not really where my focus is gonna be. Now, is there anything else that I need to worry about? A very, very empty floor. Surprisingly so. Yes, of course, that is totally what I wanted to say, or how I wanted to say that. So yeah, that's surprisingly very, very, very much an empty floor. No idol either. No big enemies. Most of the enemies just were dead. So, I don't know. We're just gonna kill ourselves, basically. Yeah, let's just do that real quick. It's gonna mean that we're losing the machete. Doesn't matter too much though. We have the spike shoes, so we have a very, very good way of defending ourselves. And now with the hatchet, let's move on to the next floor. I had to burp very, very silently just now. I don't know if you guys even wanted to know that. I guess not necessarily, but it happened. I informed you. And now we're on the 3rd floor of the ice caves with our pretty decent run. Now with the 4 health, I'm feeling much better about it. Of course, the damsel we aren't gonna take to the exit immediately. First of all, gonna have our fingers crossed that we're gonna run into another altar. Of course, that would be rather nice. I am actually going to invest the bomb into this. Maybe I should check beforehand, but trading 1 bomb for 1 heart is usually something I'm going to do. It's a good idea. That guy right there almost killed me again. I need to be more careful with the freeze. The freeze. That's like their rapper name or whatever. And wow, we actually having one of these guys around? That is surprising as all hell. Didn't even notice that until just now. Probably not going to be an altar on this, and I do want to be careful because they sometimes have like cannons underneath that whole alien section. But since that doesn't seem to be the case, I'm just going to leave no altar on here. We're going to just save that damsel. That's going to get us up to 5 health, and that is very, very good. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, the sacrifice would have been better, probably, in the long run. But 5 health is also fine by me, at least for now it is. Maybe we're gonna have an altar on the next floor. I don't know how the whole mechanics work, or at least how the programming works behind all of this. So are we just gonna move on, I guess, then? Very much so. Gonna pick up the stone because I find it to be a very nice stone. Okay, so let's kiss the damsel. We are on the last floor of the ice caves. And that is awesome. That is very awesome. Be careful about that. That can fall down and kill you. I totally forgot about the pitcher's mitt. There's the damsel. So what about you? What about you? Are you willing to be sacrificed, or do you just want me to give you a little smooch and then move on with my life? I haven't quite decided yet. I'm gonna take you for a little walk, or I don't know if you just want to call it that. I guess it's not too much of a walk. And why is this thing blown up so much? There's been a lack of crates, and I'm not a big fan of that. Then again, maybe that's just because we already have all the items. But no altar, I don't think. And of course, that sucks to some extent. It's not going to be the end of the world. I really would like to get the Kapala before going to the temple, though, because of course once we're there, we're gonna really have to worry about other things than sacrificing. At least our main focus is not going to be sacrificing things like it could have been here on the ice caves. And I might as well kill these guys. It shouldn't be too big of an issue. Alright, and that's gonna give us a lot of money too, so that's real good. Once again, take the stone with me. That's the same one, isn't it? It totally isn't, I do know that, but it's still gonna be nice to take one with me. Now, okay, we're gonna be on the temple, and of course, as I was saying, it sucks that we don't have the Kapala yet. At least we have 5 health, about to have 6 though. And if we run into an altar, we're of course gonna try our best to make that last sacrifice happen. It's gonna be difficult. At least usually it very much is difficult to get a sacrifice on a temple floor, just because yeah, the damsels are usually in pretty bad locations, and then also the I would love to get that crate. I just hate the guys that are protecting it. Oh, that's gonna... Did we have that? I think we already had that, so I'm not as psyched about it as I tried to be for a second there. Ooh, okay. But yeah, as I was saying, they're usually in fucked up situations, and it's not necessarily all that possible to sacrifice the guys. Now, if we... I want to take care of that dragonfly first. And now we should be able to just nail him, because we have the... Oh. The pitcher's mitt. Waste a little bit too much there, I'd say, and I got hit by some weird thing. But... not the worst thing that could have happened. Let's just get to the exit right now. With the 4 health. Will we be able to find the damsel before we leave? That's a question I'm having right now. I should maybe not be going back like this. And I should maybe rather just leave and be happy with the 4 health. But if we can get the damsel, that would be rather amazing. Yeah, that's actually where it's going to be. We want to be careful, of course. The ghost could be showing up anytime now, and then we're going to have to dodge him. And that's usually very stressful and something I don't necessarily want to do, but if we speed things up just a little bit, we can very much leave now with both the items that are required to get to the City of Gold. So that is real good, because we're probably going to be able to get to the City of Gold again. And then of course we're maybe going to get the Necronomicon. With the Necronomicon we can enter Hell if we make Olmec drop down in the right place. There's just too many thwomps over in that direction, so I'm just going to take the mummy path. And yes, that's what it's officially called, the mummy path. Now, this damsel I'm not interested in, just because I don't know how that whole area over there functions. I, for whatever reason, don't know actually how that works. But alright, we're looking for the City of Gold. I haven't seen it yet. It might be over in the right, or more towards the right at the very least. But really just have not seen any sign of it. At least not yet. And, where is that hole? Oh, it's actually going to be right there in the left corner. That's amazingly weird. Alright, let's just trigger that. Get the scepter back. Do not forget about the scepter now. Luckily, there was no thwomp there either. So, we are entering the City of Gold with a promising inventory and just upper left section of the screen. Very, very much pleasing. Alright, so you guys already know what we're going to try to be doing here. We're going to try to get the Necronomicon out of that special chamber that it spawns in. Also, I should just whip the guy and then move on with my life. The Thwomp I'm scared of. Just in general, I'm scared of a lot of things right now because I don't want this to end. Especially that Thwomp, but we should be able to avoid it rather well, just because there's that very conveniently placed block. Block right there. Don't scare me like that, you game. You game. It's a game. Alright, and now maybe... Like, the thing is, I want to take care of these mummies, but I'm so afraid to not have that work out for me. Like, I don't know if the locust can fly high like that. Alright, but we managed to kill them. Now, of course, last thing that we need to do is get that Necronomicon. And it should be very much possible. We just gotta place a bomb like this right there. That's gonna load that section up. Then we're gonna have to get it and then stick the weird brother of Anubis. I don't even know what the fuck that guy actually is supposed to be. But stick him with 2 bombs, which should be possible, very, very much so. And then leave. Alright, that's him dead. He's not surviving that. Awesome. Let's just wait for the red skeletons to go away, then we're gonna get our little reward. More or less reward, I guess. And then we are leaving the City of Gold with the Necronomicon. 110,000. A jetpack. A unfortunately low amount of bombs. But bombs nevertheless. And we are now entering Olmec's Lair. I'm fairly excited. This might result in us getting to hell again. And of course, fuck, that would be the most amazing thing ever. Because hell has never looked this good. But alright. So what we want to do now. First of all, loot everything that's up here. Hopefully get some bombs. If we don't find any more bombs, we're going to be entering hell with only 2. And also only be able to do that if we don't waste more bombs than we might want to. That's gonna be more bombs. That's good. It's still not what I would have liked. I would have liked like a bomb box maybe. But yeah. If the strategy this time around works out the way we want to, we're gonna enter hell with 5 bombs. And a lot of gold. No Kapala, unfortunately, and that's a big flaw right there. But let's just, for now, not worry too much about that. Instead, maybe first of all get Olmec over in one of the corners, so we can then very much see where the Necronomicon reacts. It's basically gonna be right here. Like, maybe let's don't fucking dare. Don't you dare. Let me leave. You asshole. Don't make things that difficult for me now. That almost ended my run, you dick. Alright, let's ride him all the way over to the left. Man, I didn't expect him to jump that high. That's why I took damage there. Otherwise, that would not have been an issue whatsoever. But yeah, he's basically gonna be right here. Yeah, it's like we're right here. So let's place the bomb the way we're supposed to place it, which is gonna be basically like right here. Make that blow up. Now we don't even have to use ropes in order to get back up, just because we have the very, very convenient jetpack. And another one. That's our third one. Let's keep track of those, just so that we can familiarize ourselves with the strategy a little bit more. And this might even allow me to completely blow this whole thing up, because there was already like blocks destroyed from the beginning. Yeah, that's actually quite fascinating. So we don't even have to make him do his stomping attack. We just have to make sure that he falls down. And that, of course, you can also you can do by doing that whole wobbling strategy that you're supposed. Okay, that was scary. That you're supposed to do it with. Let's maybe ride him over. No, we do want you on the other side, because of course the hole is fucked up a little bit. Alright. You should. I should have some kind of like heartbeat monitor thing going on right now, because you guys would be very much entertained by that. Alright, now what we want to do is get him to attack us while we're doing this right here. Then as soon as he does the attack, he's gonna fall down. We're gonna be able to go to hell for the second time in this series. So let's hit that button before we, like, I don't know, get killed by lava or whatever can happen down there. And yeah, guys, man, I cannot believe that we're here again. It's not really been that long. It's been like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 episodes. And we are on the first floor of hell right now with a relatively promising setup. And that is fantastic. Now, of course, these guys are going to be a big pain in the ass. And I might just blow this up like that to avoid them, because we don't have anything to defend ourselves with, unfortunately. So it's either going to be us really just running away from them for a good bit, or us trying to put up a fight, which I think I'm a bigger fan of that later strategy. Oh my god, really? Oh, Jesus, really? The first fucking spiky ball chain ass? Yeah, basic thing to take away from that is that we kind of would probably enjoy a little bit more health than that on hell. But we've managed to get to it again, and that just shows you one thing. We're absolutely getting more consistent with this. You can tell that I'm just getting better at it. Hell has never been, I don't know, this possible before. We now have a viable strategy for Olmec that will only consume 5 bombs, and that's almost kind of guaranteed to work, I guess, unless you have the eagle head chuck him, or chuck you underneath Olmec himself. So I don't know. I guess before I trip over my English some more, I'm just very excited right now, despite my unfortunate death right there. But potentially gonna be able to get to hell again. It was already a very, very promising setup. Also a setup that is not necessarily likely to repeat itself, just because we had all the items essentially, except the Kapala, of course. But if we then get to hell with the Kapala and maybe even a weapon, I don't know how I'm going to be able to pull that off. I guess I would have to anger shopkeepers in order for that to work. But if we do all those things, boy, we're getting close to beating this game. Really, really are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Also, once again, thanks a whole lot, Sam, for letting me know about the strategy. This time it actually worked out, and I'm very happy that it did. So before I keep on talking and making this unnecessarily long, let's just end it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next time. Goodbye, you guys.